All right.
Hi guys, welcome back to episode 3 of
Let's talk about it. And today you're getting all the tea.
Literally all the tea. But before we start, I just want to say that I hope you guys liked the last episode of friendship.
Yes. Thank you to everybody who's commented, who's shared. I know we got 2 comments on the YouTube video, so shout out Tiago and Luke. We heart you.
Luke is in Korean Luke? Or Luke as in like...
Lucas's friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
Anywho, yeah.
Alright, so let's start. Today we're going to talk about relationships. And
Yes.
I wanted to start off with my story. Me and Julio, we have been dating for 5 months now, about to be 6, the 25th of December.
Cute.
Yep. So, long story short, but really actually long story, I'm going to cut it down a little bit. 7 years ago, Julian sent me a message saying that he liked me, and I said no. It's not going to happen.
Sir.
And we've known each other since we were... Oh, we're going to show it?
Yeah.
Okay. We've known each other...
Go.
We've known each other since we were little kids. And when he sent me that message, I was like, I'm not ready for the relationship. Like, I don't even know you, but I do know you, but I don't know you. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If you don't, you don't.
I'm dead, Maria.
So I swerved him, and then a few years later, he allegedly says he never sent 2 messages, but he did send 2 messages. 2 messages. Oh my god. And then a few years later, he sent me a message saying that he liked me and that he wanted to date me and this and that. And I swerved him again. I was like, not gonna happen. I'm not ready for a relationship. And when he sent me that message, we were both in the same church. We grew up in the same church, but then he went to a different church, and then he came back to the same church we were originally located.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not the word, but the words.
Continue.
And the pastor that we had, not like bashing him or anything, but he would go up on the stage on the pulpito and he would just tell jokes. And we would like grab things and like just draw on. And my Bible right here that Gabriella got, very, very old. It's from 2014. My parents gave me this Bible, and on the back of the Bible, literally, it's like all written on. We would literally just write on it.
Scribble.
Yeah. Literally.
Shit's rude.
Yes, it's very old. And on the back, this is Julio's page.
It literally says Julia's
Literally
page.
says Julio's page. And a few months ago when I found this Bible again, me and Mom were like, wow, like I remember when he did this, I was so mad. I was like, yeah, I wasn't, like, we weren't paying attention whatsoever, so I just let him do it. And on it, it literally just says my name, and then around my name, it has a flower with roots on it. It has strong, funny, beautiful, my nigga, real one, nice, God, superwoman, amazing, cool, one of a kind, dope, brave, pretty, and
He was obsessed with you.
he was. As you can tell, 2 messages, I sweated him 2 times. And he still liked me after that. Not gonna lie, I've been liking him for, I never said this to you, but 7 years. You were always in my mind.
Yeah.
But I never actually fully told him until a year ago. I sent him a message, feelings started coming in. I'd be singing up on the pulpito, and I would just be like, seeing him walk in, and the butterflies would like start to come, and I'd be like, oh my god, it's like, are the feelings like coming back? Like, they can't be coming back.
Right.
But they are coming back. I remember when you and Isa started,
What?
we're like, oh my god, you should like start talking to him again, and this and that. I have it on my thing of notes that I would like, I don't want to say this, but y'all can't know about this. I used to do things. I would write them down. Hopefully, I will do them again in the name of Jesus. But all the way in the back, it was like, I don't know why I did this, but it was like, Dear Diary, today, Gabby and Isa told me to start talking to my old crush, and today is this, and that. I think I'm going to do it.
Okay.
And then a few months after that, I sent him a message saying that I liked him and that I'm ready for a relationship. And he sent me a few things back, and it was like, oh, like, let's take time, like, I don't know, this and that. So, like, we waited 9 months. We asked God for signs. We fasted. We prayed. And on the month of the Congreso that we had here in Burning Hearts, we had a month straight of oração. We would come every day, pray for the Congreso. And the last week was the hardest week for both of us. He was starting his business, and my drive was 40 minutes. I would literally drive 40 minutes to come, stay here an hour, drive back 40 minutes. So it was a lot, especially with like, it was my senior year. I was ending. I was like trying to get my work in and everything like that. And that last week was when I asked for my last sign. It was the big sign that I tested God, but I didn't test God. I was like, if he shows up every day of the week, not after 8:30, because prayer started at 8, he would be the one. Last day was the hardest day. I didn't want to come, and trust me, when I don't come, I feel like nobody wants to come because I always want to be here. Mm-hmm. So the last day, me and Sam pull up. We were late. I got here at church at 8:25. I didn't see his car. But right when we pull up, Isa also pulls in. So I'm like, Sam, let me get out the car, I get out the car, I run into Isa's car. And Isa's like, oh my God, what's happening? I'm literally bawling my eyes out. And I'm like, my God, Julio's not here. He's not the one. I'm not going to date him after 9 months of fasting and praying. And then right when it hits 8:30, all I see is Julia's car pulling in.
Yep, like a little angel was dragging him to church.
Literally. And he came, we prayed. And then 2 weeks after, I told him that I got my signs and that he was the one. And he was so shocked because the week that I put that in, he was like, that was the hardest week for me. And the last day, I was literally not going. But damn, something in the back of my head told me to go.
Damn, not me getting goosebumps.
I was like, dude, there's no way.
That's my love for you.
There's no way. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, that's how we started dating. And 5 months going strong. I can't wait to see what we have in store.
I know, me too. You guys are so cute. Now for my story, it's a pretty long one too.
Discard her story. Mine now.
No, don't discard your story. I love your story. It's so cute. It's something you prayed for. Like me, I didn't exactly pray for Lucas because at the time, you're getting the tea right now. At the time, I was actually, having a thing with this other guy, like dating him or whatnot, and it wasn't something that I wanted to be in necessarily, just because, it didn't like abide to my values and what I wanted in a relationship. Like, I'm gonna say a couple of things here because why not? He would like rub my stomach, and at the time I was like 15, I think, and I was just a little weirded out by that. Yeah, and he was like asking to like have sex and stuff, and I just like wasn't for that. So in the back of my head, I was always like, I don't know if this is gonna last, but I was like pushing it off to see if it would work out. And then this beautiful guy hits me up, and he's like texting me like, hey, we should hang out, like, what are you doing? He was just like making fun of me because I was always like at home, or I was always quiet whenever he would see me. So then
Lucas.
Yep. And then one day, it was a Friday, and he texted me and he was like, hey, what are you doing? Let's go out. And I called my mom and I was like, Mom, like, what do I do? Like, should I go out with him? And she was like, yeah, like, why not? You'll be fine, whatever. And it was literally...
The fact that gets you wet.
and then, not going to say the time, but it was pretty late. He picks me up. We go, I think we went to McDonald's, and then we went to his high school, and we would just talk.
Can we pause real quick?
What?
I remember when Sam got his permit and we went to his high school and you literally parked in the parking spot you guys parked in, and you were like, yeah, this is where like it happened, and like me and Lucas like we're talking.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's cute. I do remember that. But yeah, that did happen.
You were freaking out in the back when Sam drove your car.
Oh yeah, and Isa drove my car too.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, now I remember.
You were like, no, Sam. Holding our freaking
Anyway, no. But I forgot where I was at. Yeah, we went to McDonald's, we went to his high school, and we talked. He actually tried to kiss me twice, and I swerved him twice because I didn't want to, like, cheat on the guy I was talking to, and so I swerved him twice, and I think he got pretty mad, but it's okay, we're together now. And then, yep, we went home pretty late. He dropped me off, and, yeah, it was very late.
Damn, does Helio know about this?
No, that's why I'm not saying the time. Oh my god, I'm embarrassed. So I went home and I kept thinking about him, and I was like, oh my god, like, should I had kissed him or something? And then literally the next day, my whole family went to the pool. And I just kept thinking about him, and I was like, maybe I should text this guy that I'm talking to and just, break it off with him, and, maybe try things with Lucas or something, or just talk to him, or just, figure it out, maybe go on a break, whatever. So me and this guy break up, and I'm talking to Lucas. We're not dating. I haven't kissed him yet, and at this time, Lucas was literally leaving for college. Yep. So, a week before he was leaving for college, I texted him, and I was like, hey, what about that kiss? Like, do you want to kiss? I'm cringing. So then, he obviously says yes because he,
obviously wanted to kiss you.
Yep. So then he comes over my house. We kiss. It was terrible.
Not it. Just like every first kiss.
Yep. And, the butterflies sparked, and
You love butterflies.
Yeah. It was just something, it felt different. So we continued to talk. We weren't dating, and we talked for a month until we decided to start dating. And, I hadn't prayed for this, and so it just happened. It was in the moment kind of thing. Yeah. And we start dating. He obviously asked my mom, and we're dating. It's almost like long distance, but not really, because he would come back pretty often from school. And because he's very into church, and he, goes to church. His dad is a pastor. What are you looking at me?
The tape is coming down.
Oh. It's okay. Yeah, so he definitely brought me closer to God, and that's when, the self-discovering and the self-love started, because I started going to church more. And props to Lucas for that, because, no regrets there. It's only brought me closer to God, and it's made me happier, whatever. But, yeah. So then I started praying on the relationship, and we had some struggles in the beginning. And, things happened, and, he met my whole family. He, low-key talked to my dad and stuff, but because I was praying, and I believe he was praying too, I haven't talked about this with him, but I think,
You're ready to get engaged?
What are you saying? What was that? No.
You said, I haven't talked about this with him, but like, I think I am.
Not me getting red. I literally lost track of what I was saying. No, but because I was praying and I fasted too, like, I was really, like, for it. I was like, I want this to work because it felt different. It felt like we connected in a different way and it just felt right. So then I started praying, whatever. And it just started to flow. Like, we would never stop talking. We would literally talk every single day, like nonstop. We would FaceTime here and there, and it was right. So here we are, 4 years in, happy and healthy.
I'm ready to get married.
Thank you. Why would you say that?
Talking about marriage.
Okay.
I mean, for me personally,
yes.
Hopefully it is for you too. But
keep talking.
We as Christians, we date for a purpose. We date to get married. Whoever's car that is, please stop.
I have so much energy right now.
This is like going everywhere, but I should have drank my Red Bull before coming.
You should have given me some.
I didn't drink it.
Oh.
Okay. Back to what I was saying, guys. Sorry, we're not okay. But as Christians, we date for a purpose. We date to get married. And when you date a person, don't be dating and already thinking of like, oh my God, if we break up. I saw a reel on my Instagram.
Here you go with the reels.
Here we go with the reels again. Guys, I don't have TikTok. Okay? So it's gonna be reels. Oh, why are you making that face?
Continue!
So I saw a reel saying that if you bounce around with every guy or every girl, when you start to get committed or a problem does start coming along the way, like your first intuition is to like, oh, I'm gonna break up with him, and like you're already preparing yourself for divorce, and not being married to that person.
Yeah, totally.
So like, whenever you do start dating, date for a purpose.
Date for marriage.
Date for marriage. Date to create things together, to be better together. And in Romans 12:10, it says, "Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourself."
Yes.
So whenever you do date, honor your spouse. Love them above all.
Unconditionally.
Yeah. No matter what.
Yes.
And I can't wait for the future. That's all I gotta say.
Period. Same. I'm like
really
so in love. But anywho, when you're looking for a partner, I want to say that you should always keep in mind your worth and your values and your morals, because that's very important to bring along in the relationship. Because if you set aside your worth, you're literally going to be like a little puppy to your partner. And you don't want that. You want to stand firm in the relationship and, you know,
I don't know where you're going with this.
Same. No, like, just know your worth and find somebody who, you know, fits all the characteristics that you have on your list, which you should make a list with, like, what you want in a guy or what you want in a girl, and you should look for that in, you know, the partner.
Talking about lists, 2 things that, like, had to be on my list, is a man of God and a family-oriented man.
Same.
I'm sorry, but for me, because I am a Christian, if you do not have the same principios,
like
morals as me, then, like, how are we gonna go together? How are we gonna, like, be better together? And also, like, being a family-oriented guy, like, I am a very family-oriented girl. I love being surrounded by family. Dude, December 5th was my cousin's birthday party. Victor, happy birthday. It was literally my aunt, my uncle, Victor, Raph, my mom, my dad, my grandma, and Sam. We literally spent like 6 hours there. We weren't looking at the time. We literally left at like 12. We were just talking, having fun.
I love that.
That for me is just like, and before I went, I was like, oh my God, I just miss hanging out with my family. And like, if you don't miss hanging out with your family, dude,
you got issues.
You got issues.
Everybody has family issues, so, it's okay.
Yes, everybody does. But like, those were the two biggest things for me.
Yeah. No. So going back to the know your worth thing. So if you want somebody who, brings you flowers or, holds your hand. Why did you look at the camera like that? Or
no,
like
give me little hints.
Is chivalrous, then, don't put that aside because you think this guy is cute. But he doesn't do these things. No, you stick to those things because those things matter. What you like matters.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, like, you're gonna want your partner to do those things. So you might as well just look for a person who already does those things, because you don't want to necessarily change a person, build a person for yourself, because that's never gonna work.
Or like change yourself to be with them.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. You gotta know your morals, who you are before you start dating. Love yourself before you love somebody else. One thing before I started dating, like, everybody when they're young, every girl when they're young is like, oh my God, I want a boyfriend, oh my God, I want a boyfriend. But like, do you love yourself before you can love anybody else? Because when you have a boyfriend, like, you have to love them despite of whatever comes your way, the ups and downs, the fights, whatever. Like, if you can't love yourself, how you look, how you like picture yourself towards other, how are you gonna love somebody else?
Yeah, literally. I said this in the first episode. That is very important. And I think after I found my self-love, that's why and how my relationship with Lucas started going so well. So yeah, it's very important to love yourself first before you look for a partner.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
For whenever you do get into a relationship, one thing I hear a lot is also people saying like, oh my God, a relationship is like 50-50. But when you do get into one, it's like you are going to become one person at a certain time. So why not give it your all? Why not give it your 100%?
Yeah.
Because if you give your 100, you're giving your true self, who you really are. And like, hopefully you do expect that back in return, because if they're only giving you like half of who they are, like, are you actually even like knowing that person who they truly are, what they do, basically? So like, one thing for me is like, in a relationship, give your all, don't give 50%. Sometimes you will like feel down or you won't be feeling it, but like, do always try to give your best. No matter what.
And be yourself. Don't try to hide anything. Because if you're not able to be yourself with that person, then that's a given that you guys, aren't going to last, or two aren't meant to be together. So it's very important to be yourself and be comfortable talking about your feelings and your emotions and your thoughts, everything. Yep. Because that person is going to be the person that you call at the end of the day if you have an issue.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch up and go to some of my red flags I have in a relationship.
Okay, go home.
Since we've been talking about good things, let's talk about bad things.
Period. Let's go.
Criticism. Ooh. There's good type of criticism and bad type of criticism. You should know when and when not to criticize your spouse. You should not feel like a fixer-upper.
Or not even spouse. You're just like significant other, because spouse is more like married couple.
With a very long finger.
Yeah. No, but that's a good one, because people don't take criticism well sometimes, and even though it might be constructive criticism, you never know, like, maybe that person's having a bad day and whatever, so be careful with your tone on how you criticize someone, especially your significant other. I have one.
Sorry, go ahead.
Why do you want to pause?
No, like, pause. In my notes, what the fuck does this say? Pessimistic.
No, he's not. Pessimistic.
There we go. Oh my god. If you see, I was pausing. Just so you guys know, I have a dyslexia.
We shouldn't get that out. I have one. Mine is dirty fingernails. If you're a guy and you have dirty fingernails.
Oh, that's an ick.
Yeah, you said icks and red flags.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god. Ugh, barf, you're disgusting. Do you not shower? Do you have no hygiene? Like, what's going on with you? Clean your fingers, your hands, because if them boys looking musty, you're not touching me. Another one. I have another one. This is a red flag. It's just coming to me. If your partner calls you names, girl or boy, what is you doing?
What do you mean by that? Explain.
Like calling you a B word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's not good.
No.
I literally, if anybody, like a guy calls me that, I'm like, no, you can't do that. I get mad. Why are you laughing? Pessimistic.
Pessimistic. Oh my god. Yeah, we don't want to
pessimistic.
Pessimistic. Somebody to. Somebody that always sees the worst in somebody else. Mm-hmm. I hate those type of people.
Me too.
Like, dude. Please stop. Like, no.
I can't breathe.
Like, why do you always see the worst? Why can't you always see things for the good?
That goes for anything.
Yes.
And anybody. Because, like, if you always see, like, someone's flaws all the time, like, you need to change that up because that says a lot about your character.
Yeah. And
usually when you talk bad about somebody, you're just reflecting, like self-reflecting. So if you're always talking bad about that person, like what's going on inside you? So let's self-reflect in silence by yourself before you know, speak those things out loud.
If you don't got anything nice to say, don't say it.
Yeah.
One thing that's everybody should know.
Yeah.
And their mamas. One ick that I have. I'm sorry, but this just brought back. Yesterday I was scrolling through
Instagram.
Not Instagram. Our Friendsgiving messages.
Okay.
And I saw that you sent a picture of Julia with his ripped socks.
His toe out. Yeah.
Guys, what is up with you and like having ripped things? Like ripped underwear, ripped socks, like if you had a nice expensive shirt, it doesn't even have to be expensive. If you had a shirt, say like my shirt is Nike, right? If I had a rip right here, when you'd be like, oh my god, that's gross, throw it away.
I wouldn't say it's gross, but you should definitely throw it out.
Exactly. Why wouldn't you throw out your socks? Why would you just keep wearing them?
Yeah. Lucas, if you're listening, throw out your dirty socks.
Julio, if you're listening, throw out all your ripped socks. I don't know if you have ripped underwear, but if you do, please throw them out.
Yeah.
Samuel Silva.
Yep. Do you have more?
Please throw them out. I don't have any more icks. I do have red flags.
Okay, tell me.
Unreasonable.
Unreasonable.
So like, if they do not come to like a common ground with you, or like always think that they're in the right and you're in the wrong.
Okay, that's more like blaming, but unreasonable is a good one too. Like, they don't want to go somewhere just because they don't want to go somewhere. Like, having no reason for doing something. Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Lack of communication.
Yeah, that's...
Dude, if your significant other does not talk to you, who are you dating?
Literally. No, that's
the
a good
law?
one. Communication goes a very long way. I've heard this come out of so many people, and it's true. Like, if you aren't communicating with your partner, what is your relationship? Because a relationship is truly based on communication.
Yeah.
And you should be talking about everything.
Yep. Do you have any red flags, or can I keep going?
You can keep going.
You
I
sure?
don't have any more.
Okay. You had a lot of icks.
Yeah. I'll keep thinking.
Okay, keep thinking. Somebody who monitors your social media and text messages.
Yes. Good one.
Me personally, if you do that, like,
there's no trust.
Do you have trust issues, or like, are you insecure in some type of way?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, but how do you not trust your spouse to that point that you have to log into his social medias every day and see who he's texting,
or hers?
Yep, see who they are, like, sending things to. Like, where is the trust at? Are you that insecure within yourself that you don't have trust with your spouse? Or, like, if they ever did something, or if something ever did pop up on their phone, like, that's where, like, you put in, like, a boundary, I believe.
I was gonna say that brings up a good point, boundaries, and I want to talk about that after.
Me too. Like, talk to them, communicate with them, and be like, I don't like what's on your phone, delete it, or there will be problems, or, like, don't see this anymore,
or come to a compromise.
Yes,
because
no, like, sometimes, like, not saying that anybody does this, but, like, I know that, like, especially when I went to school, like, dudes be sitting next to me, they be scrolling through Instagram, and all you see is, like, half naked women. It's like, dude, you don't want to be dating somebody who's seeing things like that.
Yeah,
like,
I get it.
Not on, like, on some insecure thing, but, like, you shouldn't be seeing
It's
that.
more of, like, a moral thing, just because what does that say about your character?
Yeah.
This might come out as an insecurity, but it's like, do you not like what you see? Like, what's the issue here? Like, maybe it's a self, like, insecurity thing, like the person is insecure in themselves, but it's like, it doesn't look good for you to be looking at other naked people on your phone, you know what I mean? So it's like, think about it like this. You have a daughter, and, she's starting to date, and her boyfriend, has Instagram, whatever, and every time they pull out their phone, they're looking on their Explore page, and it's all, like, girls and their asses out, whatever. And you, as a mom, you walk past and you look at their phone, because obviously, like, you glare.
Yeah.
And you see that, and you're like, oh my God, like, what is he doing? You just want to be protected. Like, you want to protect your child, therefore you want to protect yourself. Like, you being there, like, with your boyfriend, and your boyfriend's doing it, like, you want to protect yourself, because it's like, how does that make me look if my boyfriend is doing that? You know what I mean? So.
Next red flag I have is lying. Dude, if you lie more than twice to me, and, like, I wouldn't, like, white lies, I don't know if they count or they don't, but, like, a big lie, that's when it comes to an issue. Like, why are you lying?
Yeah.
There's no point. It will come out eventually. It always does.
Yep. The truth haunts you.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I've had some issues with lying, and I said this the previous episode. I was like, I don't want to be like my dad, and it's true. Yeah, I've lied in my relationship before, my current relationship with Lucas, and it's brought us to almost like a breaking point where we were going to be over, and it really shattered me, and I was completely broken inside, and, whatever, we talked it through, we came to a compromise, and, there's so much communication when it happened, and we worked through it, and we're still working through it, and we're doing good. But lying can really be a breaking point to your relationship, and that goes for friendships, for literally any sort of relationship. So family especially, because if you be lying to your family, that's a big one too.
Talking about lying, we were just talking about it.
I hate you. Go.
Ever since the situation at camp, dude, ever since that, I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why? There's literally no point. You did it. It happened. What is the point of hiding it? Just come out with it, because it will eventually come out.
Yeah, the truth always reveals itself, and if it doesn't, it will haunt you until it does.
You will always feel a guilt within.
Yep.
And you'll be like, oh my god, like, I can't believe, like, that happened. Like, nobody knows except me and this person. Like, again, it will haunt you.
Yeah.
For sure.
So just be straight up. If something happened, just tell your partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you done with your red flags?
I am done with my red flags.
Moving on to boundaries. Very big one. Lack of boundaries allows lack of respect.
Where did you find that?
Girl.
Your brain?
No, actually, I was looking, trying to take some notes, and I found this on Google. Mm-hmm. I didn't write down where, but it was on Google. Shout out Google. Love you.
We love you, Google.
Boundaries is very important. I said this in friendships, very important in relationships too. If, you don't want to do something, tell your partner. It's like you're crossing the line. You're like, I'm not going to do it. Be open about that boundary. Your partner needs to know about that boundary in order for them to follow it. So, big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boundaries can, like, it also doesn't have to be, like, what you can and can't do. It's, like, boundaries are, like, as an example, where you, like, can and can't go, or, like, not like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Like telling you what to wear, you're talking about?
No. Like, say, like, before we came here today, I was listening to a podcast, and it was saying, like, me and my husband, we had boundaries that we wouldn't get into a car with the different spouse. Like,
different sex, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
That makes sense. No, like, it's okay. I got you.
It can be like little boundaries like that.
No, yeah.
It doesn't have
or
to be
like not wanting to text all day because maybe that person, doesn't like texting all day, or like FaceTiming. I know in one of my previous relationships, it was like a long distance thing, and we would have to FaceTime a lot, and I was just sick of it. It was like one of the reasons why we broke up, and I was just like, why does this kid keep like FaceTiming me? Like, I hate it. So boundaries the main.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Another boundary that I have is setting a boundary within myself. Mm-hmm. One thing that, like, I love that you and Lucas have, you guys can text 24/7, and when you guys do see each other, you guys still talk in person and like can spend hours talking.
Yeah, it kind of just like flows.
Yes. I wish I could do that. It's not even just like in my relationship. I do with everybody and anybody. I cannot like talk a lot, probably because of what you said. I'm really shy, but like, dude, no, I can't. Like, I get it. Some people love texting their significant other and like want to text that person 24/7. But when you do see each other and you can't talk to that person and you're just on your phone, like, set a boundary within yourself and be like, I'm not going to say this because when I want to see him, I want to talk to him. When I want to see her, I do want to talk to him. And if you didn't notice that, like, when you see this, like, reflect within your relationship or your friendship or whatever and be like, wow, I text this person so much that when I see them, I don't talk to them whatsoever. And I see that in a lot of relationships now. They be telling their day-to-day life every single day, and when they do see each other, they're on their phone. Like, dude, get off your phone, girl, get off your phone. Talk to your significant other.
Be in the moment.
Be in the moment. For me personally, like, I set a boundary within myself to not talk to Julio every day, and he also is like, I noticed when
y'all don't text every day.
We do, but not like
24/7.
24/7.
Okay.
So like, because I know within myself, if I do talk to him 24/7, when I see him, what am I gonna talk about?
Fair enough.
So like, I know that like me personally, I'm not there to like my full potential in speaking, not even just to him, but to everybody, because I see that within myself. Like, who can I say this about? When me and Isa, we used to talk 24/7. If I saw Isa like the next day, like me and Isa would be on our phone 24/7. Like, we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
Okay.
So like, I knew and I saw that I would be doing that, so I'd be like, okay, let me like keep this in until I see him or like I see her, and then I'll talk about it then.
Fair enough.
And like, if you do see that within like your boyfriend and your girlfriend, do like try to keep like something, so when you do see each other, you guys do have like a flow.
Yeah.
In a way.
No, yeah, I get that. Another boundary I have too is, especially if you're a Christian, if your partner is trying to, do the thing, stay firm to your boundary. If you don't want to have sex before marriage, then, tell that person. And, even before you guys start dating, make sure that's clear in their head, because you don't want to eventually do it before you guys are married. And if it's something that means a lot to you, then you should put it out there before you guys, start talking as a couple. So that's a big one too.
One thing before you start a relationship, set like, oh, I want to do this, this, and this, and this before I do get married, and I don't want to do this, this, and this, and this before I get married.
Yeah.
Because my mom says this a lot, and like a lot of pastors and preachers and whatever, they do say this a lot when talking about sex. When you do get married and you do have sex, it's like such like a big thing, and you feel so like connected, and you become one, that like it is such a big thing. So do set that boundary, and do set that like
that line. We get it. Another thing I have in my notes is something about love language. And when you're in a relationship, it's very important for you to act on your significant other's love language. So if you don't know, love language there's I think 5 of them. So it's words of affirmation, gift giving,
physical
touch. Yep. What else? Acts of service, quality time. So if your partner's, love language is quality time and gift giving, you're supposed to give that to them. So, spend a lot of time with them, like go out and do stuff with them and give them gifts. And your love languages are supposed to be acted upon by your partner. So, vice versa. So very important as well, because love language is what makes your partner love you even more.
Yeah.
It's where love starts, and love is a choice, which brings me to love and lust.
No, let's not go there now.
Oh, no?
No.
I'm sorry.
Let's not go there now.
But love, I'm going to just put it out there. Yeah. Love is a choice. It's something that needs to be acted on every day and, chosen every day towards anybody and everybody. And love isn't an easy thing to do. So act upon your partner's love languages.
Yes. For me, I believe before...
What?
when I started dating Julio,
Tell me.
I always thought, like, not even before, like, my thing was, like, people cannot touch me. Like, Gabby and Isa would come up to hug me, and I'd be like, hi. I would literally be, like, so stiff. And, like, when I started dating Julio, like, now I just want to hug.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
I just crave Lucas all the time. I just want to, like, be attached to the hip to him.
Literally, like, let me just crawl in your pants.
Yes. Well, not like that.
Not like that. Yeah.
Like, I just want to
Let
be
me
his
just, like,
skin.
glued onto you. Let me go where you go.
This doesn't sound, like, weird and, like, we're clingy,
Yeah.
but I just, like, I crave his energy. I crave his presence. It's like,
I love that.
I want to be with him all the time.
Literally.
Yeah.
One of my love languages is physical touch. For you guys out there that I really don't care about because I don't care about Julio. But like, dude, one thing I hate is like, before me and Julio started dating, he didn't know what my love language was. And he would sit next to me and he would just sit there. And then it came to a point where like, I was like, oh, but like, what if he just like grabs my hand? What if he just like, dude, if you're sitting next to me, Julio, and you're not touching me in some sort of way, not
Did you with my
fingers? Literally. Like, dude.
No, yeah.
One thing that like, I'm starting, I don't know if it's like a love language, but like, I don't think it's a love language.
Tell me.
Whatchamacallit? I believe this is what it's called, separation
anxiety. Mm-hmm. No, me too. I'd be like, no, don't leave.
Dude, I think it was yesterday, Julio came to get something, and he was like, oh, I have to go. No. Don't leave. Don't leave.
Yeah.
And when he left, I was like, but I miss him so much.
Yeah. No, but that's how it should feel when, you know, you're trying to date somebody.
Yeah.
It should feel like you want that person with you every day, all the time, 24/7. Otherwise, then that person's just your friend. Literally.
One thing about me is every single time I tell Julio I miss him, I just send a message like, I miss you.
Yeah.
And then, do nada, esse menino está em casa? Eu, tô, por quê?
I'm coming over.
Okay. And he doesn't even say anything. He's just like, he just opens. And then I'm just like literally just chilling on the couch. All I hear is, open the door. All I see is his head. I'm like, no way!
Oh, that's so cute.
No, you're here.
Oh, I'm gonna cry. That's actually so cute.
You're here?
Shut the fuck up. I hate you. No, that.
And I get so happy. I'm like, oh my god, he actually like just drove to like come hug me and like.
Oh, that's actually so cute.
One time I literally sent it to him. I was like, I miss you. He's like, you're home, right? I'm like, yeah. Where would I be? Like, I don't do anything.
And he comes over.
He literally came over, he hugged me, he kissed me, and then he left.
So
I was
cute.
like...
Just to make your day.
The butterflies are like...
Turning. Yeah, no, I love that. But that brings up a good point, too. Individuality in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you guys are still, you know, trying to become one because you date to marry.
Yeah.
But you're still two different people and you guys, you know, have two different tastes. So it's important to still, you know, be yourself as one and still do things by yourself.
Yeah.
Like go shopping by yourself or, you know, doing an activity by yourself. Still hanging out.
Car. Don't wait until he puts it in.
Yeah. I've never done that, but okay.
No. When I was on TikTok, I saw this girl. She was like, yeah, if my gas goes below like 20, I don't drive it. I drive something else. I wait for my boyfriend to abastecer meu carro.
What the hell? That's crazy.
Shawty, you can touch the pump of the gas.
Yeah. No, another thing is like, it's okay to still have friends that aren't friends with your significant others, and it's okay for you to hang out with your friends, but still having boundaries if the opposite sex is included, which I talked about that in the other episode.
Yeah.
I have more. It's because I'm hearing something.
One thing is to have like a good balance in the relationship, like making.
Go ahead.
Making time for everything and knowing what to prioritize in a relationship. Like, for Julio especially, he has to make a schedule within himself to because he has work, he has gym, he has his family, he has me. So it's not even always gonna be oh my God, Maria gets from 5 to 6. It's knowing how to prioritize something in your life and having a routine within your life to fit what you need to fit in. Obviously, when you're dating somebody, your first priority is not going to be that person. It's going to be family and God.
Yeah.
But once you do get married, your priority, your routine, everything changes.
Yes.
Before right now, know that you're not always going to be that top thing on that person's mind. Especially talking about me, I do not prioritize Julio first. I first prioritize myself, God, and family, and then I'll start to think about him and join him into it because there are bigger things. Not saying in a mean way, but there are bigger things to prioritize than us right now.
Okay.
One thing is spending quality instead of quantity.
Okay.
Spend more quality time instead of Am I reading this right?
I'm not sure what you're trying to say, sweetheart.
What is this thing, Gabriella? Yeah, quality instead of quantity.
Okay, but quantity, how does that apply to a relationship?
Okay, so
I just burped, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Whenever you do see that person, have a better quality time instead of a quantity time, if you know what I mean. Instead of seeing so for me and Julio in our relationship, we rather spend more of a quality time than a quantity time.
Okay, well, what does quantity mean?
How many times we see each other.
Oh.
Say if we see each other 3 days out of the week, those 3 days out of the week better be the best quality time.
Okay.
Or we rather.
So making the best out of one day instead of
500 days.
Yeah. The 7 days of the week.
Yeah.
Okay, no, now I get it.
Okay.
Thank you for explaining.
Thank you for explaining, actually.
Okay, continue.
Another thing I have is being on the same page of things.
Okay.
That's really big in a relationship. If you're not on the same page, there's no way I'm flipping the page.
Okay. I want to go back to what you were saying really quickly because I understand where you're coming from, but
yeah, I'm gonna go more into it, but I don't know why I made a joke out of it.
In my case, me and Lucas have been together for 4 years. I, in a way, prioritize his feelings above mine because at the end of the day, it's somebody else's feelings, and you're dating this person to be with this person forever. So you need to take into account how they view things, how they think of things. So it's important to also take their thoughts and feelings and emotions into consideration before you do anything. So yeah, go ahead, continue.
I have a verse in 1 Peter 4:8-10. It says, above all, love each other deeply because love covers over a multitude of sins. Offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. So pretty much, because it says you should use whatever gift you received. It just brought up love
Why
language.
am I laughing? I'm sorry.
It just brought up love language. Like, you have a gift that you need to be received. They have a gift they need to be received.
Totally.
Above all, love each other deeply, because love does cover sin. Love, putting somebody's love above yours, or somebody's feelings and thoughts above yours, that's a big thing.
Yeah. Also, I know, we're nearing the end, and I want to go back to the compromise. Disagreements are inevitable. You guys don't think the same. You guys don't act the same. So it's inevitable for you guys to have a disagreement or an argument. It's okay. And that's why communication is very important. Work through it. Talk through it. Come to a compromise. A standing ground where both of you are happy. You know what I mean? You never want to do something and have your partner be like low-key sad about it. So, talk through it, figure out what works for the both of you. So compromising is a very big thing.
Yes. I have one more topic to talk about.
Tell me.
Do you want to save it? Because I think it's the same topic we have.
Is it love and lust?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have anything to say?
No. We can go ahead and talk about that.
Okay. So, did you read the article I sent you, or you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, back it up. When I was doing my notes for this, just a little background of where I'm getting this from. When I was in the gym, I was doing my cardio, and I was listening to Mike Todd, and he was talking about how a lot of people in this world are falling in lust instead of love. So they're falling with the fact of the image and the sexual affection with the person, instead of falling in love with them.
Yeah.
Over here, I got the definition between the two. Definition of love. I don't know why, but because I think I have.
Well, you have what? Dyslexia?
Dyslexia. I don't even know if this has to do with anything, but I didn't know what lust meant.
That's okay. Not a lot of people know what lust means.
So, lust is a very strong sexual desire. Love, an intense feeling of deep affection. Over here it says, when I was reading this, some things that your significant other is in lust with you instead of in love with you.
Yeah.
Is when they only reach out to you the last minute. So if they make plans with you the last minute, or say for me, if I wanted to go out with Julio, and the day that I want to go out with him was today, and it was right now, I'd send him a message and be like, "Yeah, you want to go here?" That would mean that I am in lust with him, and I only want him for this instead of that. So that's one thing. Another thing is friends and family are not a part of the relationship. So saying that you are in a relationship with this person, and your family or your brother and sister or whatever, they're not being talked about, then that's when you know that you're in lust instead of love. Their conflicts in the relationship are never resolved. So they could care less about your feelings. And they never actually feel sincere about what they say to you or what you actually feel. Those are 4 big things in this article that I found that were wow. I see this in day-to-day lives, and some people out there that are in lust with somebody instead of in love with somebody.
That's a good one. No, so I have here, love is an active choice, which I touched on before. I put here, you choose to love whoever every day, but being in love is different because you can't control. Lust is something you can control because it's almost like a desire.
Yeah.
like a sexual desire. You choose to be with that person because you get something from them.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
So you want to go out with this using your example, you want to go out with this person right now because you know that at the end of, you know, that meetup, quote unquote, that date, something's gonna happen, like sexually. So it's very important for you to define that early on and pinpoint it out and just like decide right there, like, no, I can't be in this relationship. Or, you know, pinpoint that, you know, it's a loving a mutual love relationship, and just be like comfortable and like relaxed and like think like, okay, like this is gonna go somewhere.
Yeah. On the topic of love, I believe you already said this, that love is putting someone else's interest above your own.
Yep.
Love is an active choice. It's like an individual choice that you have to make every single day.
Yep.
When Elliot was preaching,
yes,
we were downstairs and he was talking how men are really, really hard on showing love. And how, like, for them it's so hard for them to show that they love somebody. But like, you can definitely 100% sure tell a difference if your boyfriend is in love with you or in lust with you, because they want to get in your pants some shape or waveform, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Even if it is hard for them, like, I know.
No, what she's saying is like it's a natural thing. It's scientifically proven. Like, men are harder to love somebody than women are. Women are so easy to love, show their love, show their affection, whatever. But men, because of their, you know, biological character, I don't know, like, they're just, you know, harder to love, or harder to love. Yeah.
Yes. One thing about lust, in a relationship, if you do have lust, it will not last.
Yep.
100% sure. It can quickly vanish away because the only concern is to have a sexual intercourse with that person. With love, it's totally something different. You just want to be present with that person and in the moment and enjoying your time with them. And it's such a beautiful thing that
God gave us.
Yes, that's literally what I had during my time.
Yeah.
In Galatas, I don't know how to say it in English.
Galatians.
Yes. 5:16. It says, So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desire of the flesh. Pause. Where am I going with this?
Can you speak a little louder as well?
Mm-hmm.
Or like lean in? And we have to finish like now.
Okay. And action.
Lean in a little.
In Galatians 5:16, it says, So I walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desire of flesh. Jesus defines love for us by showing us the ultimate example of love by dying on the cross. He gave himself and died for our sins, and that was such a big way of showing how much Jesus loved us.
Still loves us.
Yes.
Yeah, big.
And that was like a way he showed it to us.
Absolutely.
Yes. One thing also that Jesus tells us directly, is that if we look at a person lustfully, we can already commit adultery within that person in our hearts. It says that in Matthew 5:27-8. Go read that. I do not have the verse with me.
This goes a lot for guys, because guys are so quick to look at somebody across the road and be like, damn, I want to smash. You're committing adultery right there.
Literally.
Yeah, so watch your minds, watch your mouths.
In the Bible, it says, I think it's also in Matthew, if you look at something lustfully, cut your eyes out. If you hear something, cut your ears off. If you touch something, I believe that's what it is, cut your hands off. Read Matthew. Matthew says a lot about lust and love and the difference between the two. And one thing about lust, I've said this already, I believe, that it's such like a big and popular thing in our modern society that like everybody just wants to get with that person and like they're done with it. One night stand, oh, I'm done, I'm never gonna talk to them.
Yep. Again, this goes a lot for teenagers, I feel.
Yes.
Because,
or even young adults.
Yeah, your hormones are going everywhere. You're growing up.
Yeah.
Your body is changing, and you just want to like experience things. But it's important to listen to your parents. And if your parent is like, "Hey, like I don't want you to, start dating right now," or "I don't want you to, hang out with these people," listen to your parents because they're trying to teach you something. And that thing is very important, and it matters. It matters, truly, like it matters. So watch out, because if you're too young to be dating and you just want to get with this person just to, kiss because you want to kiss people now, watch out, because those things those things sometimes get out of hand and you go places where you don't want to go or be. So be very careful.
Yep. Putting this out there, but when me and Julio started dating, my mom was like, cuidado com esses beijos, cuidado com esses beijos, porque você não sabe onde que vai, pra fazer uma coisa, pra colocar a mão aqui, lá. And trust me, like, not saying that it did, but like, if you have such, like, I don't want to be like that type of person, but like, a kiss, like a really like passionate kiss, like, it melts. It melts.
Just slow down.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
okay.
Just slow down. Just be careful what you do, where you touch, and stuff like that, because things can get out of hand. Which brings me up to a good point. PDA. If you're like super PDA in front of people, oh my god, that aggravates me. Because like there's a time and a place for it. Some people are disgusted by it. Some people are uncomfortable by it. So watch out where you do your things. You know what I mean? Like stop kissing in public. Not everybody likes that stuff, so
like I wouldn't say like a little peck, but like
if you're like
making out with that person or
your tongue is deep throating, somebody, like chill out. Stop choking your girlfriend in public. Stop grabbing your girlfriend's booty in public, smacking her and all that. Like just slow your roll. Do that stuff like at your house when you guys are alone. Anywho, we're, nearing the end of this podcast.
I said two.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
One thing about love is that I hear this a lot. I believe I sent this to you. When people say, like, oh, I love you, and the other person says, oh, I love you more. For me, I always thought it was, like, a competition type of thing.
Of love.
No, I love you more. No, I love you more. Like, I found a quote a week ago before, and I was like, oh my god, I remember when I sent this to Gabby. And it says, when I say I love you more, I don't mean I love you more than you love me. I mean, I love you more than the bad days ahead of us. I love you more than any fight we will ever have. I love you more than the distance between us. I love you more than any obstacle that could come between us.
Yep.
You're loving this person
more than your challenges that are, gonna face you in the long run. You love that person more than, whatever comes in between you guys. So it's like, that gives me like goosebumps, because it's like, it's deep.
Again, love is putting somebody else's interests above your own, and it's an active choice. And if you know it's like not love and it is lust, one thing that like I prayed before I started dating Julio is not to have that. And whenever you do pray for a relationship, one thing I really have, like, not even for a relationship or anything that you have to come, like, for you, a job or, I don't know, whatever, I always say, dear God, if there is no purpose in it, please set it free for me.
Yep.
If there is no purpose in us dating, take him out of my mind. Yep. If there's no purpose of me not dating, take her out of my mind. If there's no purpose of this job, like,
goes for friendship as well.
Yeah. If there's no purpose in this friendship, please set it away from me. Like, if you pray for it and you do trust in God and if you have faith in Him, and if you have not even, I wouldn't say it's faith within yourself, or is it faith within yourself? Trust within yourself.
Just within yourself, yeah.
Like, give it to God and ask Him, truly, if it is for a purpose, it will be.
It will be.
And if it isn't, it will not.
Period.
And that's where I end.
No, that's good. I have one last thing before we actually end. I want you, if you're not dating, or if you are dating, write down a list of the characteristics you want in a partner. However long you want. And if you are single and you want to date somebody, look at that list, pray on the list, but don't seek a partner. Yes. Forget about it, because God God puts people in your life when you least expect it. So make the list, forget about it. You know, fold it up, put it in like your nightstand, and forget about it. And if you are dating, look at that list and see if your partner's characteristics align with what you wrote down. Yeah. You know, self-evaluate.
Is this the person for me? It's not the person for me. One thing I have to say, if you are not dating young girls, young boys, young audience, do not be hopping around from boy to girl, from boy to girl, from boy to girl. You are somebody special. Do not be giving yourself away for a guy who does not care about you.
Doesn't value you.
A girl who does not care about you. We have a friend. I'm sorry, but I had to put you out there. You're 100% gonna know it's you, but you asked me not 24/7, but you asked me so many times, like, oh my God, like, why, like, oh my God, I like this person. Next week, oh my God, I like this person. Like, dude, you don't like them. Like, you like their physical attractions. Like, it's not even like something healthy at this point. Like, love yourself first and then start loving other people. And this goes out to a lot of people. Choose and pick who you date. Choose and pick who you talk to. Like,
self-evaluate before you start looking for somebody to date. Yes. It's very important for you to find yourself first, and, you know, like Maria said, love yourself first before you want to start loving anybody else.
I had a last thing to say, but I think it slipped.
All right.
It's not coming back.
Okay. Well, that's it for relationships. I hope you guys like this episode. I know it was a little bit long and a little bit all over the place, but in the end, like Maria said in the first episode, it's all going to come together, and, you know, it's going to work out, and I hope the message gets across to you guys, and you guys either learn something new or, you know, whatever.
Reevaluate within yourself.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I hope you guys like this episode and the episodes that we have already put out and the episodes to come.
Yes.
Go like, share, subscribe, comment.
We're available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Oh my God. Amazon Music. Wait, Anchor, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor. Yes.
YouTube.
And YouTube. Yes. I'm like,
tell a friend, whatever.
Let's talk about it. Bye.